All right, hello everybody. This is Vanguard. Welcome to another Shrining Deck Tech today. We're looking at the Burning Rage list, which I think that YSChaos came up with in the Spellweaver team, or Balance Team Discord channel. And you know me, I see a Burning Rage deck, I get all excited. So I tried this thing out. I was a little skeptical at first. I think it's a very strong list, and if you look at the ranked ladder right now, I'm pretty positive that Lyris is at number 1 with a version of this deck. I had like a 20-3 run with it, then lost some games. You all saw this on stream a couple days ago. I don't think it's unbeatable. It's certainly something that can be countered if you know what's coming, and you have some tech choices here. But the overall idea is you're going to play Burning Rage. Unlike previous Burning Rage decks, which tend to be Rage Dominion, and you're aiming to hit the Forced Labor and then just go face really fast, this Burning Rage list is Rage Corruption, and you're aiming to keep yourself alive with a lot of drain spells. So I'll take you through the list pretty quick. We don't need to talk it through in detail because it's pretty straightforward. The core of the deck, we'll start there. It's Burning Rage. Cruel Tech hates this card. That makes it one of my favorite cards. That's why I used it to beat Cruel Tech in my first Masters, just to kind of tweak him a little bit. We don't have Cruel Tech in this Masters, so that's a compelling reason not to play Burning Rage. Burning Rage is almost an auto include if you're playing against Cruel Tech in a Masters, just because it makes him so angry, and that's some of the joy of Spellweaver. Burning Rage, this new version, it does two things, and I think the first that some folks undervalue is playing with the top card in your deck revealed. This does give some info to your opponent, but I've found most opponents don't make the best use of it, and what it does do is it allows you to manipulate your Divine Offering, it allows you to manipulate your top deck. It's pretty valuable. Second thing Burning Rage does is it casts spells for free, and this is exceptionally powerful if you can maintain a small board for your opponent, because you're running the entire Rage suite of removal. Fireball, it does 3 damage. You're going to use it most of the time to clear an opponent's creature. Symbol of Fury, it does 2 damage and it can do it twice for 3 mana. And if you leave 1 mana up, you can use the play boost off Burning Rage. Again, most of the time you're using this to clear opponent's creatures. Dragonfire, you're using it to clear opponent's creatures and artifacts. Cannonade, you're looking for this off Burning Rage, you're using it to kill opponent's creatures. This will not target your own board, however, it will not activate unless there is an eligible target emblem creature on the opponent's side. So for instance, if the opponent has creatures but they're all protected, you can't play Cannonade. Lightning Bolt. I'm not sure this is actually good. YSChaos had it in his initial version of the deck. I kept it in there. I won a bunch of games, and so I thought, let's keep it in here. Most of the time off Burning Rage, you definitely don't want to go face with this thing, because then you're trading 2 life for your opponent's 1 life. I guess 2 life in a card for 1 opponent's life? Maybe worth it. I guess if you compare it to, say, the other draw cards in, for instance, Aranual requires a net loss of 2 for you to draw a card. This is, relative to your opponent, a net loss of 1 to draw a card, and they can't play activated powers, so that might be decent. Most of the time, though, you want to play this from hand to, ping a Mesmerizing Spirit or something. Detonate. Again, I don't know if it's that good in this deck, but you can play it off Burning Rage. It kills artifacts. It's got some versatility. You can even do 2 damage to a target emblem creature, which sometimes comes up because of Cannonade. Fire Blast. You might want more of these. It really depends on what you're playing against. The one challenge with Fire Blast, it is the only removal spell in here that will trigger off Burning Rage and attack your own creatures. And so a lot of the time that's not great, which I think there's an argument for playing fewer versions of Fire Blast in a Burning Rage deck than you would in a typical Rage deck that's looking for board control. But that's what do we have? 8, 12, 16, 20, we got 24 rage removal spells. That means more than a third of your deck is rage removal that you're looking for off Burning Rage. And that's the reason why almost every matchup you're just mulliganing for Burning Rage. And then you're using these spells either from your hand or on top of the deck to kill your opponent's creatures. So what else do we got? We're in corruption. Couple things. Death Curse Shamans. Again, this was in YSChaos's version. I kept it. I'm not convinced that it's the best, but it is nice for maintaining board control. I like the Death Curse Shaman, even though you're not playing it on curve most of the time. In the event that you don't have a Burning Rage, then you can usually play this on curve, and so it gives you a little bit of versatility. Succubus. You want these guys. They are your main win condition, or part of your main win condition. Your goal is going to be to drain your opponent out. You might be able to beat them down in the face, but most of the time you're draining them. And Succubus is a pretty good drain card. It has the bonus of healing you too, which helps because you're taking Burning Rage damage fairly frequently. Tombs. You might want to run more of these. I got 2 in here. Tombs is a card because you're going to be playing some long grindy games. You want to start generating value every single turn. If you keep Tombs down for multiple turns, then it is great value for the number of levels and mana that you're paying for it. You're going to see a lot of shrines here. 22 shrines. That's nice. It means you're not going to miss DO all that often. You're still going to run one Valley because, come on now, you don't want to run a deck without Valley of the Ancients. However, you're not playing most of these shrines, or all of these shrines, as actual shrines. You've got 4 Pandemoniums of the Darkness. I would think of these as spells. 90% of the time you want to save these. You don't want to use them for a level. You want to play them as a spell because they are going to be part of your drain suite to end out the game. If you get up to, say, 4 evil levels, or in some games you might even go to 5, then each of these Pandemoniums is a net swing of either 8 or 10 life. That's a pretty big deal. You don't want to use them for levels as a result, unless you're in a matchup where you feel like you're probably going to win the game. Say like Rage Rush, you can use Pandemoniums for level against Rage Rush because you're not going to get to the end of the game and you need all 4 Pandemoniums. But if you're against like one turn heal, for instance, where the only way you're going to win the game is by healing to 40 life and your Burning Rage and Removal Suite is just useless, then you're going to want to get some Pandemoniums. You're going to want to use them all for healing. And then in the terms of skill shrines, Igloo. You might want 2 of these. You're running enough shrines, I guess, that you could do 2 of these. I just do 1. You really need it on like what, turn 1, 2, 3. You need it on like turn 7. So you got a while to find your Igloo. You can DO through more than half your deck in that time. You want to use this with your Succubus. It makes a Succubus into a opponent loses 6 life across 2 turns, you gain 6 life across 2 turns card. That's really good. You got a bunch of Rage Shrines, you got a bunch of Corruption Shrines, and you got a Sanctum, because Sanctum is probably the best shrine, skill shrine in the game. And that's the deck. Your game plan is you're going to maintain board control, you're going to kill a lot of your opponent's creatures using Burning Rage, and you're going to try to drain them out at the end of the game. All right, that's what we got. Let me check the chat. I clicked on the wrong thing. Wait. There's Hall you are lowering the percent chance to hit with all those shrines, but you really you need the Pandemoniums to play for actions as spells, and there are plenty of turns where there aren't that many Burning Rage decks that are running more than 24 Rage Removal Shrines, and I think that's what we've got here. So most turns you're going to have at least 3 opportunities to manipulate the top deck. You can do it at the start of the turn, either by going level, playing a skill shrine. You can do it after DO, and you can do it after you draw, and you can do those in different orders. So any given turn, you got 3 chances to manipulate your top deck to try to find the card you want, and you got 24 cards that are potentially useful. I could see an argument to drop the Forced Labor in here, but you don't really have the activation cards for Forced Labor. You're only running 2 detonates. You don't have the Blood Frenzy. So Forced Labor, despite being just incredible value, not the absolute best. Let's grab a ranked game here so I can show you how this deck plays, and then we will end the Burning Rage section of our deck tech. Let's talk matchups while we wait here. In terms of best matchups, I mean, really, you're going to beat one turn heal almost no matter what if you play it correctly, because you're going to get to 40 life before they get to 40 life. So that's a pretty good matchup. Anything that's fairly slow is like mid-rangey, hate bears type things. Like those sorts of decks. I'm trying to think if there is another mid-range list in the meta right now. You're going to beat those. Rage Rush, you tend to be able to beat. You just burn them out. And bad matchups, soldiers can be tough if they get a bunch of master tacticians. We got Dobrsey here, sniping. Congratulations. Hey, you got the Hall of Fame badge. I appreciate that, Dobrsey. Other bad matchups, elves can be pretty bad because they hit so fast with the swift, but usually you're able to take care of elves with your burning rage. This is not good enough. We don't have a burning rage. We didn't get one again, so we're going to do the best we can without one. This is where the Death Curse Shaman comes into play. We certainly don't need 3 Dragon Fires, so we'll DO that. And I forget my shrine counts in this. I'm probably using whatever I take here for mana, so I'm going to grab a red one because I think I have excess reds. Okay, cool. I don't think I need to spark out a Death Curse Shaman there without knowing what Dobrsey is playing, particularly if he's playing, Broccoli. Cool beans. In the Broccoli matchup, I am probably not going to play another one of those. Let's get rid of that, and we'll go there. Okay, so there's one sapling. It's a 1/4. We can't do much against it, but he also can't attack with it yet. There's some more broccoli saplings, and now we will clear his board on our turn with a spark because we can, and that feels like what you should do with this deck. You should clear the board when you can and not let him get super... You just don't want to let him get any momentum. This would be a much better play if I had a Burning Rage. I don't have one, and we have one at the bottom of the deck, and we now have none at the bottom of the deck. Shelter, I will grab. So this isn't ideal. This is the sort of deck that this thing should trounce, but we've got to prevent Dobrsey from getting a whole bunch of stats on the board. Worst matchup for this list is zombies, by far. Okay, that's going to present a little bit of a problem, most likely. What do I want to do here? There's not a lot that I can do. I can Death Curse Shaman. I could go... I probably don't want to use the Igloo yet. The question is, do I want to waste my Corruption Shrine drawing? I think I do. Let's go up a mana and see what happens. Okay, those are fine for right now. I think that I will play the Death Curse Shaman and pass because that's what I got. What do I think here? I think I'm gonna DO this. Yeah, I can't really afford to make that play because that's like a play to make once you get board control, and I clearly don't have board control yet. So he pushes my Death Curse back. Let's see what happens here. What's going to happen here is he's going to get a bunch more plants, and that's unfortunate. Huh. Well, I can only clear the 2 plants with if I were to play a Cannonade. He does have the target emblems on the others, but because he has 2 of them, it doesn't really help. I am going to... Let's see. I kind of want to level, so I'm going to get rid of the shelter. Yeah. What can this become? What are his options on these? I guess, is there like a really bad plant for me? I don't think that there is. So we will do that. Front line again, and that way I also keep the one with the target emblem on the field. I'm not monitoring the chat right now. I should do that. Let's check to see. Yeah, I mean, he could make Tren. I guess that would have been a problem. An 8/7. I do appreciate a good broccoli deck. Wow, that hit hard. Well done, Mr. Dobersey. So now I'm in major trouble. I forgot that the the growth on that. Now, what I can do on my turn is clear his board, and that's pretty good. So while I'm in a little bit of trouble, I'm not in the most trouble. He's going to need to find a way to do 8 more damage. And I'm hoping he's not playing anything that's swift. He does have a lot of ways to like put things on the board. He's just going to make 2 big sprouts. Okay. Now, I have to decide whether I'm going to drop the Burning Rage here. I don't think that I can afford to, so I'm not. Because really, like, any symbol of growth on either of those dudes is lethal for me. And so I can't really risk not being able to clear, which is a possibility. And he had the symbol of growth. So now I take a whole bunch of damage to my face. At 5. Not dead yet, though. So we're going to clear. That's less good at this point in the game. This is probably the turn to reincarnate, and I need to decide what I'm going to reincarnate into in this matchup. I think that I am probably reincarnating into... Let's see. So options, just to talk through. Darius Stormborn can oftentimes clear his board, and that's nice. However, Zash is usually going to be better, I think. So here's what I'm considering. Zash, the Annihilator. You could do Burke, which would be interesting. But I feel like Darius, Zash, or basic Darius. Both Darius and Zash are going to require me to go up an extra level in order to play them, but I'm kind of fine with that. And I think that I'm going to go with Advanced Zash because it is probably the most threatening to him, in my opinion. Like, I'm not going to be, most cases, pushing damage through. All right, so we're going to go with this so we can see the top deck. That's not really a card I need. Let's grab a Rage Shrine because I'm almost certainly not going level here. Well, actually, I could go level here. Let's grab the black one. Yeah, we can go level here. So that activates our Zash, and we get the Succubus on the board. Ideally, you probably want an Igloo there, but we didn't have one, so we go that way. And he resigns. So that is the Burning Rage deck. That's the deck that Lyrese has at number 1 on the ladder. I've had a lot of success with it. Authentic is not playing that deck. Authentic is playing actually the worst matchup for the Burning Rage deck, Mono Corruption with Curse of Raisha and Tombs. If you hit Curse of Raisha into Tombs, and that's your curve, then you win against the Burning Rage deck. The other matchup that's really bad is Zombies. Both of them are really bad for the Burning Rage list. It tends to do pretty well against most other things. All right, that will conclude the deck tech portion of the deck, or of the stream. So I'm going to stop recording at this point.